Good morning. It is Wednesday, February 11th, 2026 at 7 a.m. Eastern. Tech News. In the rapidly evolving technology sector, significant developments are unfolding, particularly within the artificial intelligence landscape. Elon Musk's XAI is experiencing considerable internal shifts, with reports indicating that half of its founding team has now departed as the company navigates preparations for an anticipated initial public offering. Amidst these leadership changes, Musk has unveiled an ambitious long-term vision for XAI, proposing the establishment of a lunar manufacturing facility designed to produce AI satellites, which would then be launched into space via a giant catapult. This bold plan underscores a strategic pivot towards space-based AI infrastructure. Concurrently, OpenAI, a leading AI research organization, is facing internal scrutiny following the reported firing of a policy executive. This executive had reportedly opposed the introduction of a more permissive adult mode for the company's chatbot, raising critical questions about content moderation, ethical guidelines, and internal governance within the rapidly advancing field of generative AI. Furthermore, Amazon is actively exploring the creation of a novel marketplace aimed at facilitating the licensing of content from various media publishers to AI companies. This initiative could establish a structured and potentially lucrative pipeline for AI data acquisition, offering new revenue streams for content creators while addressing the growing demand for diverse training data for large language models. On the cybersecurity front, Singapore's four largest telecommunication companies have been the target of sophisticated attacks by China-backed hackers. While authorities confirm limited access to critical systems, they emphasize that no disruption to services or theft of customer data occurred, highlighting the persistent and evolving threat landscape in digital infrastructure. In a move to address the proliferation of synthetic media, India has implemented stringent new regulations requiring social media platforms to remove unlawful deepfake content within a mere 3 hours of notification, a significant policy development that could set a precedent for global AI governance and content oversight. Finally, Boston Dynamics, a pioneer in advanced robotics, announced that its long-serving CEO, Robert Plater, will be stepping down after 3 decades with the company, including 6 years at its helm, marking a leadership transition for one of the industry's most recognized names. Business news. Turning to the financial markets, Wall Street is currently exhibiting upward momentum, with Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ futures all climbing as investors keenly await the release of the latest jobs report, which is expected to provide crucial insights into the health of the economy. The ongoing earnings season has delivered mixed results and notable volatility. Lyft stock, for instance, experienced a significant downturn after the ride-sharing giant reported an operating loss, while shares in Mattel and Robinhood also saw declines. Conversely, Ford stock registered gains. Market analysts are increasingly noting a pronounced sell-off in the software sector, a trend that is now reportedly disrupting various merger and acquisition activities and initial public offering deals across the United States, indicating a potential recalibration in tech valuations. In a development with political and financial implications, JPMorgan has offered further clarification regarding its decision to close bank accounts associated with former President Trump, a move that followed a substantial $5 billion lawsuit. This situation continues to fuel debate surrounding debanking practices and their legality. On the international business stage, Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers are now actively pursuing their own tariff negotiations with the European Union. This comes on the heels of a recent agreement involving Volkswagen, signaling a broader strategic effort by Chinese automakers to navigate trade barriers and expand their presence within the competitive European market. World news. On the global stage, a tragic mass shooting incident has occurred in Tumbler Ridge, Canada, resulting in the deaths of 9 individuals and injuries to 25 others across a school and a residential property, prompting a widespread investigation. Geopolitical tensions in Europe are escalating, with the United Kingdom announcing a substantial increase in its troop deployment to Norway. British forces in the region will double from 1,000 to 2,000 personnel, a strategic move aimed at countering what the UK government describes as Russia's most significant threat since the Cold War era. In the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is slated to hold discussions with former President Donald Trump. This meeting takes place at a critical juncture for Iran nuclear talks, with expectations that Netanyahu will advocate for a deal that also addresses Iran's ballistic missile program and its support for armed groups in the region. The conflict in Ukraine persists, as Russian strikes near Kharkiv have tragically claimed the lives of 4 people, including children, underscoring the ongoing human cost of the war. Adding to international political complexities, former President Trump has issued a threat to block the opening of a new bridge connecting the United States and Canada, a move that could introduce further strain on bilateral relations between the 2 North American neighbors. That is your briefing for today. Stay focused.